Join Marty Johnson, the holistic health practitioner and founder of Total Health Nutrition Center in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, as he delivers these podcasts to enlighten you and give you hope that there are health solutions to conditions that seem difficult to resolve, or even better answers than a medical approach of prescribing a chemical drug, which most times is nothing more than a Band-Aid fix, rather than getting to the root cause of your problem. The mission of the Total Health podcast is to provide the education and support that will lead to transforming people's healths so they can live a much more efficient, productive, and happier life the way God intended it to be. Join him now for his latest podcast.
Hello, here we are today talking about neurofeedback at our podcast, and I just want to I have the pleasure of having two of our neurofeedback experts at Total Health, Christine Stein and Mona Eberle. And they are nationally certified in neurofeedback, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about what neurofeedback's about, and we're just going to have a nice conversation here, and hopefully this will enlighten you of the awesome things that this technology can offer for people for different health situations. So I'd like to start with Christine, starting out with what is neurofeedback and how does it work?
So neurofeedback literally means brain and input, and this technique is done through computer software. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's based on a reward system. So the neurofeedback system monitors the brain for irregularities in the brainwave activity.
Yeah. Once
one is detected, a signal is produced by the software to help guide that brainwave back into a normal, healthy pattern. And done over time, the brain actually learns to stay within these patterns without the use of computer software. It becomes permanent, and it's pretty invasive-free, drug-free, and it's pretty easy.
Wow, that's fantastic. So actually a non-drug, even somewhat non-supplement permanent solution sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
It almost sounds like going to the gym to work out your brain, in a sense.
Exactly, and our clients actually love coming and either watching a movie of their choice or listening to music of their choice, so it's very enjoyable.
Okay, so part of the training of the brain is actually watching some video or movie or whatever. It's pretty cool. Maybe we'll get more into that detail. Mona here, she's... like I said, another one of our neurofeedback practitioners. Is there research, Mona, on this type of technology, and has it been around for a while, or is this like brand new stuff?
No, it's been around for quite some time now, and we do have over 1,000 studies that have been published on neurofeedback, dating as far back to the 1970s.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is, and we know that neurofeedback even existed before then, but in terms of the studies, it's really the 1970s where we see some good information. A couple of studies I can share with you. There was one study done called the Wurschner study. Forgive my German. It was done in 2009, and it examined the effects of neurofeedback on learning abilities of 78 students. The students were divided into two control groups and a placebo group. And after the training, the two control groups performed much better in both memory and concentration than the placebo group, showing that neurofeedback can actually lead to an immediate improvement in academic performance.
Wow.
Yeah, what a thing to do right before an exam. Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's like cheating.
Yeah.
The largest published controlled trial of neurofeedback was for ADD and ADHD, and that was conducted by Mons Zantra. And this took a group of 100 patients ages 6 to 19. And again, they divided them into two groups, one receiving medication and the other receiving medication plus neurofeedback. So after a year of therapy, post-treatment assessments were conducted, and statistical analysis demonstrated an independent beneficial effect of neurofeedback with greater improvement in attention and less hyperactivity in the neurofeedback plus medication group. Now, parents-reported children, and that's always the most important, isn't it? What parents and teachers, what they think.
Yeah, absolutely.
But parents-reported children had fewer attentional and behavioral problems at home, regardless of which treatment they received. So in summary, we can say that the controlled studies definitely demonstrate an effectiveness of neurofeedback with or without stimulants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I know some parents are hesitant about the medication.
Right.
But no fear, even if the children are on medication, neurofeedback has a positive effect.
So that's good to know.
Yeah.
And so forth. And also just the fact that, hey, there might be alternatives that don't involve, as much, putting a chemical in your body to alter something.
Right. And we do know that in a lot of instances, some children do come off their medication or are able to reduce their medication with neurofeedback. So there's always good news at the end of the treatments.
Cool. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. As a naturopathic practitioner, I've worked with people for 27 years with various health conditions. Sometimes people with even more severe things going on, certain toxicities that are affecting their energy and their vitality, autoimmune diseases, things like that. And one thing that I've observed since we've had neurofeedback in our practice is that when some of the clients that I've been working with nutrition therapy seem to be stuck where they're not progressing along anymore, when they actually start doing neurofeedback in addition to the nutrition, their organs and their body systems, even their pain and other things seem to actually start improving. And not quite sure, I guess I have my theories on why that would be, the brain being sort of the control tower to everything. Have you observed this as well, and why might that be as far as...
Yeah, it's a very good observation, Marty. Yeah, neurofeedback can have direct influence on how we process pain. By learning self-regulation of brain function, a patient can modify the electrical activity of areas in the brain involved with pain processing. And this allows the reduction of, or even an elimination of pain along other comorbidities. And I think that's one of the things that we needed in our clinic, is that we needed something that also helped with anxiety and depression. Because I think we were a little bit stuck. We were definitely good at repairing or assisting organ function.
Right.
But it was always that depression and anxiety that was out there. And I think the neurofeedback actually fills that gap and is just a beautiful complement to what we do in our clinic rooms.
Yeah, so, as you were mentioning that, it kind of occurred to me that, for some people, maybe the depression and the anxiety actually is like a buffer that keeps them from actually moving forward and healing better, because the body, it's almost like the body's got to get over that hurdle so that it has more healing capacity. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. It's very true.
Yeah.
And, we see it across the board. When we talk about pain, it can be anything from, headaches, migraines. We can also, all the way to fibromyalgia.
Okay.
The neurofeedback can be effective with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Christine, she's really been doing neurofeedback in our clinic the longest, and it's probably had the most experience overall, no doubt. And I would like to, if you wouldn't mind, just giving our listening audience just an idea of what is it like to get a brain map, and how does the equipment differ from maybe other units that are out there? Maybe if you can just kind of get an overall sense of what that's like for them.
Sure. So we always start out by doing a brain map to get an overall picture and a baseline. It is a little messy, but we warn people ahead of time.
Okay.
We're giving them a new hairstyle by the time they're finished.
Yeah.
But basically, the brain cap we use picks up the different sections of the brain and the brain wave activity.
So there's like sensors in the cap?
Right. So there's sensors that are located all over the cap that pick up the whole brain.
Yeah.
And once we have that data, then we know what protocols to work on to help people improve.
Okay. Wow.
So there's frequency protocols that are generated by an amplifier, and then we actually use a stimulus for people to receive those frequency protocols. So again, going back to the Netflix or the Pandora, so if someone wishes to watch something on Netflix, they're obviously having their eyes open watching something, or they can listen to Pandora, so they have their eyes closed while they're listening.
Okay.
And consciously, this person is receiving this stimulus as sort of a distorted picture or audio. So the picture's flashing in and out during their session. It's getting brighter, dimmer. The audio kind of sounds choppy. And it really frustrates the brain because the brain wants to know what's going on. It wants a clear picture. It wants a clear audio. And so the brain's going to focus. And by focusing, the brain is rewarded with a clear picture and clear audio.
Okay.
So you're actually, you don't even know you're getting training, but you are.
Yeah.
So the more you focus on something, the better your brain learns.
Okay. So as with true neurofeedback, in other words, there's different, kind of versions of neurostimulation out there. And matter of fact, there's little units, I think I've seen, where they're not very expensive, and you can get these units and they kind of work on brain stimulation. But true neurofeedback, some of the units that we have in our office are over $20,000 for the equipment.
Right.
What's the difference between those two? Is one actually truly reading your brain while you're training and the other is not, or what's the deal on that?
Correct. That's one of the things. So I think with our system, we have a great stimulus avenue.
Okay.
We also have several different protocols to work with. We have close to 50.
Okay.
Which means there's a lot of variability for us to work with a person and really get the right protocol for them. We also have the freedom to change things during sessions as needed.
Yeah.
And a lot of those single units you're referring to, they're not telling us how the brain is responding. So during our session, we do have sensors that are attached on the scalp.
Yeah.
And those sensors are simply picking up how the person is reacting to the training. So we're not inputting anything in the brain, or we're not rewiring anyone. We're simply seeing that feedback presented on a monitor, and then we can see real time how their brain is reacting to the session. Okay,
so that's where the true neurofeedback comes in, because you're getting constant data back from the brain.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. No, that's really cool.
Another thing, if I may just pitch in,
sure,
Marty,
please.
I think the big difference in what we do here in the clinic is a lot of personal care. When a client comes in, we make sure that they're comfortable. Most of our clients really enjoy coming in for their sessions.
Yeah.
And it's not just neurofeedback. We make sure that they're eating well. So we talk about diet, we talk about lifestyle, behavior. Somebody has sleep issues, we talk about different ways to help them sleep better,
right.
Whether it's through supplements or through, again, looking at simple things, their environment at home, and making it a sleep environment that's more conducive to good sleep.
Yeah.
Same thing with children. We take good care in terms of, again, making dietary recommendations, avoiding some of the foods that irritate the brain.
Right,
turn the brain on, inflame the brain. So there's a lot of hand-holding that goes into the neurofeedback that we offer here at Total Health.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point, Mona. And how long is typically a session, lasts for a person when they're getting the stimuli and watching a video?
Yeah, they come in for an hour, so there's time to talk to the client to see how they're doing.
Okay.
And then we hook them up, and the actual session is half an hour in length.
Okay.
And then afterwards, again, we ask for feedback, and we send them on their way. Yeah. So there is a commitment, because we do need them to come in at least twice a week.
Sure.
And we generally start clients with 20 sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as we've talk on other podcasts, it's really about a commitment to your own health and the ability to live a better life and to live happier and feel better. And many times, everything has somewhat of a cost and commitment when it comes to improvement. but boy, is it worth it when people respond to this, really. So is that what you find oftentimes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay. Well, great. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Christine and Mona. You know a little bit about neurofeedback, hopefully now. Certainly you can always call our office. The number is on our website, and you can call us for certainly even a free phone consultation by either Mona or Christine on a little more information about neurofeedback and if you're a good candidate before you even decide to do anything about it. Usually the first step is always a brain map, and then we take it from there. So thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thanks for joining us today on the Total Health Podcast. If you'd like more information about how Total Health can transform your health, check them out. They would love to set up a free consultation with you over the phone. Call them at 262-251-2929 to make that appointment. Otherwise, you can check them out on the web at www.totalhealthinc.com.